In a town in the woods at the top of a hill, there's a house where no one lives. So you take a big bag of your big city money there and buy it. But at night when the house is dark and you're all alone, there's a noise upstairs. At the top of the stairs is a door, and you take a deep breath and try it. Flashlight shows you something moving just inside the door. It's a tattered dress and a feeling you have felt somewhere before.
I have never liked dolls. Never. Even as a baby, when my grandmother brought me a doll for Christmas, I cried as soon as it was brought close to me. My mother understood this and kept them away. She was a good parent, like most were. However, when my sister came along, that all changed. She loved dolls. I never once saw her without a doll of some description, and I had to avoid my little sister most of the time. They scared me enough to keep me away from my sister. After all the years I had spent dreaming of being a great big sister, now I spend my days picking around corners for any sign of my sister. Over time, I had come to deal with the dolls. I could tell we had a mutual hatred for each other, so left the other alone. That was until her 5th birthday. I can still remember the fear running through my body as she opened the neatly wrapped package from our grandmother. Her face lit up like a light bulb as she pulled the ugly thing out of the box. It had brown hair, brown eyes, and a smile on its face. Just looking at its old-fashioned purple dress sent shivers down my spine. I had to excuse myself from the room. As soon as I was out of sight, I sprinted up the stairs and stumbled into my bedroom, locking the door behind me and sliding to the floor. After calming down, I stood on shaking feet and climbed into bed, deciding to go to sleep so that I could wake up early and get rid of the doll. The clock downstairs struck 12, waking me from my slumber. I dragged myself out of bed and picked up the baseball bat I kept underneath my bed, my heart racing. If you have ever tried to face your fears, you will know the feeling of pure fear running through your veins as you anticipate what will happen next. As I straightened my back, I heard a scratching at my door. It sounded almost animal-like, but more hollow. Curiosity got the better of me as I took a couple of cautious steps towards my wooden door. My feet made barely any noise against the carpeted floor, but as I neared my destination, it felt like every step I made was like a bull in a china shop. When I was a couple of steps away, I heard the scratching stop. I froze, waiting for the sound to come back. But it never did. Instead, it was replaced with the sound of metal against wood. Fear paralyzed me. I couldn't move at all. All I could do was listen as the knife dug deeper and deeper into the wood of my door. "Why did you run away before?" a sickly sweet voice asked from the other side of the door. I was glad I couldn't move or say a word. If I could, I would have screamed, and that would mean game over for me. Silence was my ally in this game. If I could hide my presence, maybe she would leave. "I know you're there. Why don't you come out? We can play a game." I panicked. I just had to prove to myself that I could do it, that I could face it. So, I followed its instructions, unlocking the door and swinging to open. I searched everywhere with my eyes, like I was a rabbit caught by the fox, searching for my way out. But instead, with me, I was searching for the dreaded doll, but it was nowhere to be found. I thought that maybe I had imagined it. My fear-blinded mind playing tricks on me. I checked the wood of the door, but instead of finding it smooth like I thought I would, it was covered in knife marks. But not just that. There was a kitchen knife dug into it, with a note attached. With shaking hands, I pulled the knife out and reading the note in the dim moonlight supplied by the hall window, it read, "So, you wanna play? If you wanna win, then do simply this. Kill your family before I do." I dropped the knife and the note on the floor, disgusted for even touching them. What kind of sick game was this? I had questioned. But I knew that to me this would be no game, because that is no game. I had the urge to run into my room and lock the door again, but something stopped me. That something was that door. It was standing outside my parents' bedroom, a knife identical to the one by Fit in its hands. "You'll have to hurry if you want to win," it giggled before entering the room. Quick on my feet, I grabbed the knife and chased it into the room. I was too late as I got inside. My mom already had a blade through her eye, with my father sleeping soundly next to her with his throat slit. "How did it do that so fast? Mom? Dad? No, you can't be Dad. I'll save you from the doll." A tear rolled down my face at all the things I so desperately wanted to say. But there was no time to mourn. There was someone else in the house. Running ahead of the blood-stained doll, I ran into my sister's bedroom. I couldn't let it happen to her too. My sister sat up and looked at me with her blue eyes. "Sister, what's the matter? Did you have another nightmare?" she asked, making my eyes water. "I'm not too late." I nodded my head at her, walking over to sit on her bed. Like always, she crawled onto my lap and hugged me tight. "It's okay, big sister," she said as I stroked her hair. As I sat there with my little sister in my lap, the note I had got repeated over and over again in my mind. I had to do something. My hand went to the knife that was next to my leg. "I love you," she mumbled as she fell asleep. "I love you too," I said through a blanket of tears. Those 4 words were enough to break my heart into pieces. As I uttered the last word, I slit her throat, crying into her hair. I felt her body tense up and then relax as the life left her body. From beside me, I heard a sweet giggle as I lost consciousness. Panting in a cold sweat, I sat upright in bed, my hands going to my eyes, trying to block out those images. "It was just a dream. Everything's alright," I repeated over and over again. I heard a soft knock on my door before hearing it open. I snapped my head around, but instantly relaxed as I saw it was just my little sister. I sprang out of bed and hugged her tightly, warm tears running down my face. "I'm so happy to see you." My voice cut off as I felt a sharp stab in my back. As I pulled away, my body fell to the floor. The blood leaving my body stained the carpet. My face was contorted in pain and confusion. "My best friend told me to," she said, holding up that doll in one hand and a kitchen knife in the other. As I felt the life leave my body, I managed to say one last thing. "I love you."